Union Station, New York. No, Union Station, D.C. Yeah, that's what sleep deprivation does to you. Where could this car be?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, we're in Washington, D.C., and look what we got today. We got the 2011 Mercedes-Benz SLS. JF came all the way down from New York City to film this because we only got it for 24 hours. So we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to go just for a night drive. Keep it simple on FLDetours. Here we are in the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, the first AMG product developed from the ground up. Now, here's the funny thing. We just got a hold of this car for 24 hours because that's what Mercedes could do for us. That's the best they could do. So, you know, we took them up on it. We've been driving it just about all day long, rightfully so. Now, the problem is we've received this car after Jeremy Clarkson had it with Top Gear UK filming in the United States. So that means one or two things. One, the car has a bit of a gas smell to it. We don't know why. If it explodes in the middle of filming, you know why. Also, another little thing. Whenever we turn this car to the right, it has an incredibly loud ticking noise as if a bomb's going to go off. And considering we're in Washington, D.C., I'm not too happy about that. We've been driving around D.C. for a couple hours now, and you know, the problem is we don't have enough time with the car to take it to the track and get to know what this car is really about. With that said, though, we did get pulled over by the police a little while ago. And they gave us a little helpful hint because they recognized JF and they kind of, you know, knew me from somewhere. And they decided to give us some helpful tips on where we can kind of explore the limits of the SLS, kind of like this. So, as they said in Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, let's get down to brass tacks. How much for the ape? No apes, though. Anyway, the car is powered by a 6.2-liter V8, and that produces 563 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, and that makes it one of the most powerful naturally aspirated V8s. 0 to 60 comes in 3.7 seconds, top speed's 197, all things we probably can't explore because we're driving around DC. Even though we can't explore the limits and hit 197 past Barry's house, you know, on Pennsylvania Ave, the reality is we are just dropping jaws left and right in this car. All right, probably dropping other things too, but I haven't had time to see that stuff. Listen to that rev matching. We got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission here, and it's just brilliant. I mean, you know, you got 4 modes. You have the comfort, which, why would you want to use that? You have sport, which, who cares? Sport Plus, that's a little bit more my style. Then you have the full-on manual mode. That's what I've been using the whole time because why even bother with the other stuff? Let's be real, I want control. I want to know what this car is about. Now here's what's going to sell this car. You know, it's not going to be the fact it's got this outrageous styling or anything. It's going to be this. Simply this and this only. That is what's going to sell this car. You know why? Because we've been stopped, talked to by a bunch of people already, and the thing is they keep saying, oh, is that a McLaren? Nobody even knows what the hell's going on with this car. And that's the reality. But more importantly, I'm not going to sit here and do a JF rant, which will just be the worst thing on the planet. Kind of like an old golfer who's waiting to die or something. I don't know. Yeah, I took that personally. Let's talk about how the car drives. It drives surprisingly easy. It's not a hard car to drive at all. The steering is actually surprisingly light, and although it tenses up when you get up to speed, it's just not what I would expect. It's very comfortable. You can putz around town without making a racket, but if you're obnoxious like me, of course you want to make noise wherever you go, because the exhaust cracks and pops every time you lift off the throttle. You know, a lot of people are saying the vintage thing isn't cool anymore. Well, I don't think that really takes away from the awesomeness of the car.
Yeah?
No, of course not. Why would that take away from the awesomeness? People don't look at a GT40, the Ford GT40. They don't look at that car and say, hey, that car's not cool. You know, that car's always going to be cool. The new and the old one. Same thing with this car. This car's always going to be cool. It just is. The gullwing doors is cool. The way it looks, it's low, wide, huge nose, short tail.
What do you say about the fact that people have leaked information at a Mercedes to say that this was going to be the Viper?
Is that confirmed? Because I think that's hobble-wash. I think that's Goldberg.
This is the same chassis as the next generation Viper. I know
Is that
much.
fact? Oh, the next generation? Well, who cares about the next generation? That's a totally different project. Jeff and I just got off the highway, and basically we just figured out one thing. Much like the E63, this car is a kind of a sound machine in some respect, and that's because when you're going about 60, 70 miles an hour, it sounds like you're doing 100. It's just way over dramatic. And you know, I like that sensation. I like feeling, you know, like I'm going to go to Mars or something like that. Here's a fun fact. Okay, weight distribution is 47 to the front, 53 to the rear, and the transmission is mounted in the back as well. Pretty much the front seats, well, the only seats as a matter of fact, are mounted just in front of the rear tires. So we're pretty much at the back end of the car. And the boot is just about this big. So this is the hood, this is where you are, and this is the boot. That's the Mercedes SLS, essentially. Here is where Mercedes blew JF and I away. We didn't expect this at all.
Wait, Mercedes blew us away?
Yeah, it blew us away because the interior is unbelievable. The quality of the materials, exceptional. The stitching, everything about it. The leather is unbelievable.
I have to admit, the leather and the way this car is put together, it's not just a press car, because I've sat in other SLS. The way the car is put together is phenomenal.
Look at that build quality. Well, you can thank Germany for that one. I think that was the Top Gear team. Or do you think it's Mercedes? What do you say, Jeff? I don't know.